scaring the horses. Maybe it's a wildcat. It's a wild stallion. They're breaking for open country. Shake a leg or we'll never round them up. What happened? Trampled or dead?
Hey, young fella, it's your move. What'd you say? Well, by cracker, he's asleep. Wake up!
You put him down here, I'll go on back. Don't spin him.
You Marshal Hickock?
That's right.
Yes, Hunter. I heard you was passing through town, and they told me I'd find you here.
Oh, glad to know you, Hunter. This is my deputy, Jingles Jones.
Howdy, Jack.
You've probably heard of the renegade wild horse we've got around these parts.
Yeah, White Stallion.
That's the one. He just rustled 5 mares we was bringing in for sale and then trampled my partner, Frank Lambert, to death.
Well, jumping coyotes. I heard he'd been raiding the ranches, but I didn't know he was a killer.
I learned something else. He's not a wild horse unless wild horses are going around shod these days. They come off of his 4 foot.
Fairly new shoe. What other complaints do you have against this stallion?
Well, he's run off at least 50 head of horses in the past 2 months, striking here and there.
Looks like somebody's got a killer horse on his hands and doesn't know it. Anybody around here own a White Stallion?
Look at Apache's coat. It's all scratched up, like he's been running through brambles. He could have been up in the berry patch. Well, maybe. But he had leather sleeves this morning, too. Like he'd been running all night. I can't figure it. I found him like this one morning last week.
I wouldn't worry about it, Tommy. He's got a lot of spirit. Probably just frisking around in the pasture.
I thought I told you to leave that horse alone and finish your chores.
I fed the chickens, Uncle Jed, and put the cows out to pasture.
There's more to do than that. Now, look, you two. I didn't ask to come down here and run this ranch. Since I'm here, you'll do what I tell you.
Gosh, sis, why's he always got to be so grouchy?
Search me. Maybe a nice apple pie will cheer him up.
You stay here, Apache, and I'll give you some oats.
There's the White Stallion.
Beautiful animal. 15 hands anyway. That boy must be Tommy. Morning, son. Are you Tommy Latham?
Yes, sir.
Fine-looking stallion you got there.
Name's Apache. Best horse in the country.
He sure looks it.
Me and my dad caught him when he was a colt out on our range. That was before my dad died, of course. I raised him and trained him. He didn't do anything you tell him. Of course, you gotta whistle a certain way. He can open up gates and bring the cows back. Want to see him jump the gate?
Nothing I'd rather.
Come on, boys. Show him how smart you are.
He's a lot smarter than my partner here. He won't do a thing I tell him to.
I don't like the way you whistle. Can you make him go back?
Yes, but it takes a different whistle to make him go back.
Got 4 shoes.
I'm glad. Does Apache ever disappear, son?
Run away? You mean leave me? No, sirree. He and I are pals. Uh-oh, that's my Uncle Jed. I should have been working.
What do you men want?
Just looking over your stallion.
And you've seen him, now get going. Put Apache in the stall. We'll have a little talk with you at lunchtime.
Just a second, mister. We held the boy up. You don't have to get touchy.
Telling me how to run my ranch? What are you doing here in the first place?
Well, for your information...
We're a couple of horse traders.
Well, I got nothing to sell you.
Hey, Uncle Jed, you sell horses on the side.
Shut up! Now, both you clear out.
That's the way you feel. We might as well. Come on, Tingle.
Supposing I don't feel like going. I said supposing.
As soon as they go in the house for lunch, we're going back for another look at that horse.
Well, now, see here, Bill, them shotgun pellets as big as billiard balls, and besides that horse was shod.
Jed was too anxious to get rid of us, Jingles. People with nothing to hide don't act that way. You notice how the boy let it slip that his uncle's dealing in horses?
Just what are you getting at?
Well, Apache's trained to do most anything.
Oh, now, see here, Bill, you can't train a good, honest, law-abiding horse to trample a man to death.
Go on to the house. Come on. Let's go.
I'm sick of you two loafing. No wonder this ranch isn't making any money.
You'd make a lot more if you didn't spend so much time trading horses on the side.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, why don't you get somebody else to run this place?
You know I can't. Not until I'm 21.
A minute, I thought you were forgetting I'm your legal guardian. So you'll do as I say. This afternoon, I gotta go to town.
Keep away from that window, Tingle. Remember the shotgun?
In fact, I feel the buckshot now.
Well, what do you know? Old shoe put on with new nails.
It's the horse, then. That's tough.
Yeah. No matter who's been using him, if he's been trained to be a killer, he's gonna actually put away.
Well, what do you mean, been using them?
Well, I got a sneaking hunch that Apache hasn't been freeing all these horses on his own.
Great jumping horny toads. What an idea. Then you mean rustlers have been using him to steal other horses with? Well, that's it. They can't be far from here.
Where is the question? Get and tell me. Hi, quick.
Grab this pitchfork and go to work on that hay.
Yes.
I'll let Apache exercise in the pasture.
He had a rest, Uncle Jed. He was in a sweat again this morning, like he'd been out.
Tommy, I'd keep quiet about Apache breaking out. We're only guessing. The Lord's looking for a white stallion that killed him last night.
Well, Apache wouldn't hurt anybody. That could only be the wild horse that turns all the other horses loose.
Now, never mind and pay attention. Ranchers think it's Apache, they'll come get him, boy. So you better keep your mouth shut.
thanks. Just keep me company.
Attaboy, Apache. Now stick with me.
Why don't you leave the rest until morning?
You know Uncle Jed. No! What in the world? That's one of the fellows that was looking at Apache this morning. That's no place to sleep, mister.
Now, get away from me at that thing. I feel like a pincushion already.
What are you doing here?
Wishing I was someplace else. Now, where's Wild Bill Hickock?
Wild Bill Hickock? Is he your partner?
He certainly is. He must have followed your uncle into town.
What are you after?
Well, we're after Tommy's horse. He's a four-legged rustler of the first water, and, well, we're afraid that he killed a man.
That's not true. I don't believe it. I trained Apache to be a good horse.
Well, I believe you, Tommy, but maybe your uncle trained him to be bad.
I hope you're wrong. That horse means more to Tommy than anything. Tommy, you better go on with your work. I'll fix the gentleman a bite to eat.
Thank you, ma'am. Don't you worry, Tommy. We're not sure of a thing yet.
Hello, Powers. Anyone watching the horses?
They've been grazing untended for hours. Be easy to ride down there and drive them off ourselves.
Apache's taken all the blame so far, including murder. I'll let it stay that way. As soon as Apache drives him up the draw, I'll take over. You stand guard till you know I'm in the clear, and then feed it back to town. Go get him, Apache. Up the draw. Nice work, Apache. Now get on home.
That's far enough, stranger. Take off your guns and throw them down.
Good work, sir.
All right, get down. Who are you?
James Butler Hickock.
Wild Bill Hickock? And I'm Buffalo Bill. Turn around and get going.
We'll return to Wild Bill Hickock.
Hey, you're supposed to be in the pasture.
By the looks of this burr in his fetlocks, he's been out in the brush. Maybe rustling again.
He wouldn't have left the pasture unless somebody whistled to him.
I bet that Jed can whistle. Maybe Bill didn't follow him. I'll bet Jed's been using that horse. Yes, sir. Tell me, Tommy, do you know of a place around here where your uncle could hide, say, 50 head of horses?
I don't know. Might be a lot of places.
Could you get Apache to go back to where he's been?
Sure, by whistling.
Well, why didn't you say so? What are we beating around the bush for? Now, you whistle, and I'll go get on Joker and follow him.
I'll go too.
Oh, no, that wouldn't be safe.
Well, it's my horse that's in trouble, and I aim to help get him out of it. If I can't go with you, then I won't whistle.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'll have you know that you're talking to Jingles P. Jones, the foremost whistler ever to come out of East Sidelia, and I do not need your help. uncooperative, stubborn oat eater. Well, I'm like an attorney or a lawyer trying to save your neck.
Time's wasted, Mr. Jingles. I'll whistle if you let me ride with you.
Oh, all right, cuss it. Go ahead. You could have told him to take it slower. Come on, before we lose him.
Last bunch, Blaine. I'll take him up to Brandon. We move out tonight.
Plum Canyon's just ahead.
That's the track. Have a campfire, too. You stay here, Tommy. There's liable to be trouble. That's an order, son. My, that smells appetizing. Just to keep you from yelling a little more in the old boy.
You stay here, Apache, unless you hear me whistle.
As soon as you get these branches to it, pack your gear. Move the herd out of the south end of the canyon.
How come we're going to Mexico so soon, boy?
I don't want to push our luck too far. Not since we killed Lambert. I'll tell Tommy and Nancy I'm going to stay in the city for a week. I'll meet you in Coyote Pass in the morning.
Those kids had better not get wise.
Don't worry. They think I'm a legitimate horse trader. Somebody in those bushes. Circle them.
Get down low and stay here, and I'll draw off their fire.
Here's your nephew. Come on, quit your cutting. Quit your kicking. All right, cowboy. Come out with your hands up if you think anything of this kid.
So you had to stick your nose in it. And you, I ought to whale the daylights out of you.
Send Apache for help.
Why, you little brat, keep your distance.
What are we going to do with him?
Take Tommy to Mexico with us and leave. By the time he works his way back, we'll be operating in a different part of the country. I'll handle this cowpoke like we did Lambert. Go see what happened to Dwayne. Come on, hustle back. You brand these horses and get moving.
All I know, Mr. Hickock, is that Tommy and Jingles rode off together following Apache.
I'm going into town to get a posse. We'll have to scour the country.
Wait. It's Apache alone. Tommy'd never send him back unless he was in trouble.
You make this horse go back to Tommy?
Yes, Tommy taught him to obey whistle commands.
Then whistle, lady. Pronto.
Go get him, Apache. Go get Tommy.
Well, that's all the branding. Then I guess we're due to deal with the cowpoke. I'll handle it. You stand guard below. Right.
Told you you shouldn't have followed me.
I was just trying to help Apache. I didn't mean to trick Mr. Jingles.
Wayne, take Tommy up the canyon, out of sight.
Go ahead, Tommy. Everything will be okay.
Now you sit still.
Oh, so that's how you put the blame on Apache, huh? Why don't we forget all this nonsense and I'll go back to East Sidalia and you go on and go to Mexico and
Wait! Give me a hand!
Hickock, look out!
beautiful, Tommy. Told you any law-abiding horse wouldn't trample a man.
I never believed it in the first place. Looks like we got our hands full. 3 outlaws and all these horses to round up.
Let Apache round him up. He brought him out here and he can take him back. Go get those horses, Apache. Thanks a lot, fellas, for saving my horse.
Well, thanks to Apache for saving us.
That's right, Tommy. He's a great horse.
Hey, you got another one of them carrots on you?
Sure, I always keep some. Right here.
Good. What's good enough for Apache's good enough for me.